You know, there's this incredible force out there that's constantly shaping our world. It influences entire economies. It can literally decide the fate of nations. And the craziest part? It does it all almost completely in silence. So, today, we're going to lean in, listen real close, and dive straight into that hidden world.
I mean, think about it. What if the most powerful currents on this whole planet aren't actually in the oceans? What if they're these invisible streams of money, of capital, just constantly moving, reshaping everything we see without making a single sound?
And the scale we're talking about here, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. We're not talking millions. We're not even talking billions. We are talking trillions, with a T, of dollars.
And look, this isn't some rare event that happens once in a blue moon. No, this is a constant 24/7 flow. It's like a vast, hidden circulatory system for the entire global economy, always pumping just beneath the surface.
So that's the big question, right? What is this force and where on earth is it going? Because if you can understand this, you can understand how the modern world really works. All right, let's follow the money.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain. This invisible force, it has a name. And figuring out what it is, well, that's our very first step.
At its heart, it's actually pretty simple. The term for it is capital flows. All it means is money moving across borders for a reason, to get invested, to find a safe place, or to chase a better return.
But here's the thing, and this is where it gets really, really interesting. Not all of this moving money is the same. The kind of money that's on the move, well, that tells you a completely different story about how healthy or unstable an economy really is.
So, if all this money on the move could actually talk, what would it be telling us? Let's try and decode its language. We're going to break it down into the three main types you absolutely need to know about.
So you can think of these as different personalities of money. First up, you've got foreign direct investment, or FDI for short. This is the patient, long-term stuff, like a big company deciding to build a brand new factory in another country. It's often called sticky money because it's not just going to get yanked out overnight. It shows real confidence. Then you've got portfolio flows. Now this is the faster, you could say more nervous money. It's all about buying stocks and bonds. It can flood into a country in a flash, but it can also rush for the exits just as quickly if it gets spooked. And finally, there are the safe haven flows. This is basically money in full-on panic mode. When a crisis hits, this is the capital that's fleeing instability and desperately searching for safety, usually in things like the US dollar or gold.
Okay, so this money doesn't just move around randomly. It's not an accident. It's all a reaction to very specific signals and triggers happening out there in the global economy. So the big question is, what exactly sets these trillions of dollars into motion?
All right, picture the global economy as this giant, chaotic pinball machine. And all that money we've been talking about, that's the pinball. So let's take a look at the powerful magnets under the board that are pulling and pushing it all over the place. Okay, probably the biggest trigger of them all, interest rates. And the logic here is, well, it's just beautifully simple. Money is always, always looking for the best possible return. Investors have a word for this, yield. So when a huge central bank like the US Federal Reserve raises its interest rates, it's basically hanging up a sign that says, hey, better payouts over here. And what's the result? Money comes flooding into that country to grab that higher yield.
I mean, look, it's a simple choice, right? If country A is offering you a 5% return and country B is only offering 2%, where are you going to put your money? It's a no-brainer. Well, global investors are asking that exact same question every single day, and literally trillions of dollars move based on the answer. It is a constant global hunt for yield.
But hey, it's not just about interest rates. Money also wants to be where the action is, so it chases strong economic growth. At the same time, it absolutely hates inflation, because that just eats away at its value. And it demands stability. I mean, just think how fast capital bolted from the region when the conflict in Ukraine started. And yeah, like we said before, it will stampede for the exits during any sudden crisis. Every single one of these is a powerful signal telling that quiet money where to go next.
Okay, now we get to the most important part, the so what. Why does any of this actually matter to you and me? Well, because when this much money moves all at once, it doesn't just move, it creates its own weather system. It can cause massive economic storms or brilliant sunny days for entire countries.
Think of it like two sides of the same coin. When all that capital flows into a country, it's like a shot of pure adrenaline for the economy. Suddenly, everyone wants the local currency, so it gets stronger.
All that new cash floods the stock market, pushing prices way up. It can set off this amazing chain reaction of growth. But when that capital decides to flow out, oh boy, it's the exact opposite, a vicious downward spiral. The currency gets weaker, which means everything imported gets more expensive, the stock market can tank, and the risk of a total economic meltdown just skyrockets.
So here's the key takeaway, the one thing to remember. These capital flows, they're not just sitting on the sidelines watching things happen. They are active players in the game. They have the power to take a good economic story and make it a great one, or they can take a bad situation and turn it into an absolute catastrophe. They don't just react to the news, they create the news. So when you step back and you put all of these pieces together, you start to see it, right? These quiet, silent movements of money, they are truly one of the most powerful forces shaping the world we live in today.
It really is a quiet force. But its impact? Oh, its impact is deafening. It's like a global architect, constantly building up and tearing down economic fortunes, all without making a single sound.
And so that leaves us with the one real question that matters, doesn't it? In a world that's always changing, keeping an eye on these silent flows isn't just some boring economic exercise. It's really about trying to see into the future. Because you can be sure of one thing, wherever this quiet money is heading next, big changes are going to follow.